Hello everyone, today we have an exciting task ahead of us. I heard to your request and we are going to convert our existing resume Next.js 13 application into Typescript. By the end of this video, you'll see how Typescript can enhance our application's maintainability, safety, and productivity. The best part is that the process is super simple and I think it's going to take us less than 30 minutes. So let's dive in and transform our app together step by step. This is the continuation from a previous tutorial where we built a resume app. If you're new to my channel and you want to build that one with JavaScript using Next.js first, make sure to check this video. Otherwise, if you want to carry on from here, you can go to GitHub, a link in the description box below. And in the resume app here, you can choose the main branch or the final app branch, okay? I will also populate all the code for this tutorial in the branch Typescript 01. So you can use it just to check if you have some errors with your code, okay? Otherwise, if you already have this branch clone in your local because you've been working in this app before, let's just continue where you left it, okay? So for me, I'm going to check out to main first, okay? And we are going to start adding Typescript to our JS app. And something else that I wanted to say is I had some comments from people that weren't able to be in the initial branch. So they were cloning the project, but then here they were in main or in final app. So what you can do is you could just come here, click on the name, and just select any branch that you want. For example, main or final app JS, okay? And I will rename this branch here in the remote. So don't worry, you'll see it as final app branch. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to check that we have Typescript installed. So to do that, we go to pack.json and I can see that I have it here already installed. If you didn't have it installed, you will have to go ahead and install it, and it will be depending on which package manager you use, maybe PNPM or NPM, or in my case it's Yarn, and install Typescript. But in this app, we already have Typescript installed, so it should work. Okay, so Typescript is installed. Now we can go to app, and what we need to do is convert all of these JS files into Typescript. And to do that, we could just rename this to TSX. So replace the J for a T. So let's do these ones first, okay? And let's go to page. In page here, we need to add the type for this component. So we could say React.fc functional component, and that's it. And we could save this. Now we can come to layout, and we can't, and you hover over here, it's already telling you that it has an implicit anytime, so it's missing its type. We can come here and say curly brackets, children, so we are selecting the children, the argument that we are passing, and now we say React.React node, okay, because this children is the type React node. So as simple as this is the only thing that we need to do for layout as well, okay? So when you are working with types, you need to declare the type of the element. So children React node. And now let's go to the head. Here we are also going to convert this into Typescript. So we could do something like this, const head, and then here's port default head, okay? And do something similar that what we did here in the page. So this is head, React, functional component, and we converted this into an arrow component. So we save this, yeah, this is fine. Now we can close this one and the layout as well. Save it. Okay, so let's carry on with the components. And the first thing I'm going to do actually is I'm going to run the project. So yarn run that. I reload this and we can see here our app. And I'm going to convert to TypeScript this component here, the sidebar. So let's go to the sidebar. And just like this. And let's just make it really big, the font. Let's add the types for the sidebar. I'm going to come here to the top of the file. I'm going to say type sidebar props equal curly brackets, and I'm going to pass the types of this data here. I need to go to data, page data. And if I go here to the personal data, I need to match this structure. So I'm going to copy this, okay? Copy, come to the sidebar, paste it, and now I'm going to replace this for the types. Going to replace the data for the types, okay? So name, this is a string. Then the role is also a string. The education, this is an array of strings. So when we have an array of strings, we can type a string and then empty square brackets. And the same with the contact links, because we have here an array and each element of the array is a string. So just like this. And yeah, and now we can use this sidebar here, okay? So colon and sidebar props, okay? So now if I hover over this, it's complaining and it says type notations can only be used in TypeScript file. And that's because I forgot to convert this into TS, okay? TSX, nice. Yes. Let's make this smaller. And now if I hover over data, I get property data does not exist on type sidebar props. Because here I'm extracting the data, the object data. By sidebar, we have the object like this. We don't have a wrapping data. So we can just go ahead and do data, colon, and move all of this inside this object. And now there is gone, okay? And let's come here and we can see that in envelope, the property class name is missing in type. So all of these icon components, we also need to convert them to TypeScript. So let's just do that now. So envelope, I'm going to start by renaming these to TX. So I'm just going to do all of them actually. TSX, 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 and TSX. All right. And in index here, I'm going to define the type that I'm going to reuse for all the icons, because we can see here that this one is complaining because the class name is missing its types, and so on, because all the components all the icon components are the same. So here in index, I'm going to add the type. So I'm going to do type icon props equal class name, and this is a string. And I'm going to pass this class name as optional, which it means that if when I'm declaring an icon, when I'm importing this icon in a component, if I don't pass a class name, that is fine. So if I remove this question mark, that means that every time that I import one of these icons, I'm going to have to pass a class name, right? But we could be in the situation where we want to use the icon as it is, and we don't need to add any specific or additional class, right? So that's why this is going to be optional. We save this, and don't forget to add here the keyword export, okay? So this is similar as how we are exporting here these components. We are just exporting the type, so we can use this type in another file. So if we come to medium here, for example, now I can type here column and icon props, and I can just import it. I'll import, and there you go. because now we are declaring class name in icon props, okay? So let's do the same with the other ones. Let's close this, go to envelope, here, column, icon props, and it's important already. LinkedIn, column, icon props, saving it, Twitter, column, icon props, and saving it. Okay, so I think these are all the icons that we have. And let's just close them, save. And here in sidebar, we can see that now these components are not complaining because they are all type safe. Save this, go back to the app and make sure that everything is working, okay? Refresh. And okay, so it says, let's just run again the terminal. And there you go. It's still working, okay? So let's continue with the other components. Icons are done, sidebar is done, page. Okay, so let's go to About Me, which is this section here. So we are going to do About Me, and then Skills, and then Professional Experience. So About Me, we need to define the types for this data. So let's do type About Me props. And we have here data, right? So let's do data, curly brackets, and here we have title, which is this, and body. Title is a string, and body is also a string. And we also have skills. So let's do skills. And let's just leave as any for now because we need to define the skills types in this skills file, okay? So about props. Let me just open it so I can close this. And yeah, let's come here. Column, About Me props. And again, I forgot to rename this. So About Me TXX. And let me just do the other one so I don't forget. TSX for skills and professional experience TSX. And yeah, okay, so let's just come down here and see what it's saying. Property map does not exist on type string. All right, so let's see if we made a mistake. Body. Okay, so in body, this is actually an array. It's not a string. And let's just double check the data actually. So if we come here to About Me, indeed, this body is an array of strings. And I hope you know by now how to declare that. So strings and then square brackets. Okay, let's save this and let's go to skills. So type skills props equal curly brackets, and now here again we have data. So data colon, and let's go to page data to see the structure of our skills data. So we have soft and we have hard. So we have two objects here, right? And each is an array of objects, and each object has icon that is a string and text that is a string. And the same with hard. So soft can do this, icon, string, and text, string, and we said that this is an array of objects, right? So square brackets. And now we have hard and same. Okay. And because this has exactly the same data, we could change this and make it a little bit more advanced. But if you are a beginner, it's probably a lot easier to understand these types. And let me just add a pass here, the types prop. And I'm going to show you two different ways that how we can make this a little bit more advanced. So just so you learn, but bear in mind that this is fine. And this is quite easy to read for beginners. So you could just leave it like this, okay? So let me just add here, let's just say this two. I'm going to create another type cyber props. Oh, sorry, skill props. And here, before this, I'm going to have another type that is skills. Type skills, just like this. And here we can say icon string and text string. And this bit here is this. So in skills props, we could just define data first, and then soft, and skills, skills, and then hard skills. And this would work just fine. Okay, we can see that here is not complaining. So this is one type of doing it. Well, I'm not going to add comments, but I'm just going to comment it out like this. And this is another type of doing it. I'm going to show you a third type, okay? This is a little bit more advanced. So I'm going to create again another type. Let's just say this is 1 and 2. Okay. Skills, props, and same as earlier, I'm going to say type skills categories. Type skill category. And this skill category is going to be an alias of the union of the two possible categories that we have, which are soft and hard. So to do that, soft and hard. So this is a type's alias of the union of these two. And now in skills props, we have data, and we are going to say K in skills categories, okay, and equal object, icon, string, text, string. This mapped type iterates over skill categories sobre this union and creates an object with the key soft or the key hard, okay, or the key hard, and which each of them contains an object with icon and the text properties. Okay, so this is also a nice way of doing it. It's a little bit shorter than doing it this way, and it's a little bit more flexible, because if in the future you have a new category, you could just come here and add here and the new category. All right, so let's remove this. I'm just going to leave all of this in the code so you can practice. Let's come here. We need to also add the types for this, the active tab states, and each argument here. And so for these two, I'm going to create another. Actually, I could use this alias. So skill category, because this is a type alias that defines our categories. So this includes two possible values, soft and hard. And then we can use them like how I was using it here. And then I can use it here as well as a generic parameter for the useState function to specify the type of the active tab. So skill category. In this case, it represents a union of two string literal types that are soft and hard. So I can use this for here as well. So the active tab is soft or is hard. And then for the set alignment, same. Or skill category, okay? And let's just come down here. And here we have the same, the soft and hard. And we see that this is complaining because argument of type string is not assignable of the parameter type skill categories, because these are the strings that we have. So to solve this, we could come here and create a const tabs type, okay? And say this is going to be the skill category as an array, okay? And this is equal to soft, so equal to this here, soft and hard. And now I can replace this code for this constant, tabs type. And this element is not longer a string, it's soft or it's hard. We save this, and we come down here as we also have this content failing. Okay, so we hover over and it says property map does not exist on type icon text string. Let's go up where we define our types. And so we are saying data, okay, and then we have soft or hard object that has this icon text. And yes, we are missing here the square brackets because this is an array of objects. So this, like this is an array of objects. So if I don't add these square brackets, telling my code that this is an array, this will be an object. So we cannot use the map method in an object. So I need to declare this as an array of objects, and the error should be gone, yes. Okay, we save this, and let's refresh the page. Let's just run the terminal again. Let's just run this again and just check that everything is working before continuing. And yeah, we can see that this is working. Cool. Okay, so skill about me, it's done. Let's go back to about me because we declare the skill props as any. So now we need to call this property, these props here, sorry. So export type skill props, save it and come here, skill props. And if we scroll down, we have an error here, which is saying skill props is missing the following properties from type: soft, icon string, text string, hard, and so on. So basically, it's missing these properties because if we go to skills, the first thing that we have here is a data. So let me open this one because this is more clear. And close this. Okay. So this here, we have data defined as this. If we didn't have this, and it's complaining because it's saying that it cannot find the soft, it cannot find the objects for soft and hard because we have it inside data. Okay, so something that we can do because it's complaining is here where we are defining skill props and this has the data, we can get into the first element, get inside that data object, just like this. So now the props skills is a object for soft and an object for hard. And if we scroll down, the warning error is gone. Okay, we save all of this. This should be working. So now, yeah, skills is done. About me, it's done. And let's just go to page C. Then, yeah, nothing is complaining. So we only have professional experience to go. And similar as earlier, we define the types here at the top. Type, I like to call it the same as the component and then adding props at the end. So, and this is how the data looks like. So data, Sorry. Data and then title, which this is a string, and then experience, which I'm not quite sure what it is. So let's come to the data model. Professional data, title is a string, good. And then experience is an array of objects. So let's come here and object, right? And role, description, and current and current. So we said this is an array of objects. So here, role, this is a string. Description, string, and current, this is a boolean. Okay, we save this and we can see here that this a boolean is true or is false. Okay. We copy this. We can pass it here. We save it. And if I remove this for a second, we can see that our properties here are complaining. We save this. Just close this and open page. And we can see that all the files has been changed, that the ones that have green, and everything is okay. If we had a mistake in one of them, for example, let's go back to About Me and remove this. Okay? We save it. We could see that this file shows as red, as there is an error here. So it's a great way to spot errors and mistakes straight away just by looking at the files. Let's just revert these changes and save. And everything is working and everything is green. So let's just test that everything is working okay. So we can see that the page is loading, soft skill, hard skill. We can scroll and we can even make this smaller. Cool. So with this, we have converting our app to use TypeScript, making our code more robust, maintainable, and enjoyable to work with. But don't worry, we won't stop here. In our upcoming videos, we'll keep exploring TypeScript and dive into more complex and advanced concepts. So stay tuned. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you got any questions or ideas, drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. Happy coding and see you in the next one.